Hey everyone, it's Mommy of Two, Wife of One, coming at you for another week of unsolicited advice. Um, again, you can all send me emails or you can send me a Facebook message or whatever with any kind of topics that you guys want me to address or any personal questions that you may have about me or about a situation that you're going through. I can be reached at mom of two, wife of one at gmail.com. That's mom of the number two, wife of ONE at gmail.com. Recently, I had a conversation with a friend of mine who is single, and she's back in the. Look at this girl. You want to say hi? Say hi. Okay. And back to me, because she's trying to steal my spotlight. Stay there, okay? Thank you. I've had a conversation with a friend of mine who is in the dating world right now, and she came to me for advice about a guy that she was dating. And through her explaining the situation to me, it kind of reminded me a of something that married people have to constantly work on, even after they're married, and that is the art of compromise is probably the right word, but I guess it's more than compromise. It's about kind of stepping out of your comfort zone and understanding that the way you do things or the way that you have done things may not necessarily work with the person that you're with now. And for her, one of the issues with her and the guy is that both of them, a situation happens, they both jump to conclusions and assumptions, and the assumptions were based off of their past relationships, both their past relationships. So the situation kind of got blown out of proportion because it didn't take the time to talk to one another. They immediately jumped to conclusions based off of what that man and that woman did to them in the past, and immediately kind of thought the worst of each other. And instead of coming to each other and talking about it right away, one person decided to kind of cut off communication. The other person went and talked to their friends about the situation and kind of got elevated that way. And it just reminded me that once you're married, and even if you're just dating someone, you have to step out of your comfort zone and you have to be willing to listen. And obviously, the common sense thing to say is that it's not fair to blame your current person on the past person's mistake. It's really hard not to do that. I know that stuff kind of stays with you when you learn your lessons and you're very cautious with your heart moving forward. And I get that and I completely understand it. But at the same token, we still know that it's not fair. And you would hate if the person that you're dating did that to you, because essentially you're being punished for something that you did not do, and you're basically receiving the brunt of the hurt that was caused by somebody else. And that's obviously not fair. It's like going to jail for a crime that you know you didn't commit, but the person before you or person in your family committed that crime, so obviously you must be guilty of the same thing. Obviously, it's messed up and it doesn't make any sense, but we do tend to do that. So I'm just cautioning you all, especially you all who are dating, but also you guys who are still married, talk things out first. You can't control your initial reaction to something, which I completely get. But what I'm telling you is after you have your initial reaction, whether it's anger, it's surprise, it's annoyance, or whatever it is, take a step back and think, okay, am I annoyed or angry with this person based off of this one thing that they actually did? Or am I bringing up some old feelings that I have yet to deal with from my past and taking out on my current person? It's a very difficult question to ask yourself, and most of us don't want to believe that we're harboring old feelings or old grievances from the past, but essentially most of us are. And a lot of times we don't know what can trigger those old feelings. But it is important to kind of do some self evaluation every once in a while. Be honest with yourself. Definitely be honest with your partner. Don't be afraid to revisit those feelings, because again, you need that closure if you want to successfully move on with the person that you're with now. And when I talk about being open to, I know, when I talk about being open and just being honest with the person, it's also about, and stepping out of the comfort zone. If you're dating someone or you're with someone who, let's say for my husband, he is very big on affection, whether it's publicly and private. He's very big on affection. When he comes to the door, he wants me to come to him and give him a hug and a kiss. He wants me to hold his hand when we're out in public. He wants me to, give him a hug at random intervals. If he hugs me, he wants me to let him hold me as long as he wants to. And all those things sound like, oh, that's really sweet and that's wonderful. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I'm not a touchy-feely person. But because he's my husband, because it means a lot for him for me to do that, I step outside of my comfort zone and I make sure that I give him the affection that he wants, that he needs, and that he craves. And it took a while for me to get to that point, and we've been together now for almost 13 years. It took a while for me to understand that that's what he needed, and it took a while for me to reciprocate. And it's all about not me necessarily pandering to him and serving him or whatever. What is about serving him? That's my husband. I want to serve him. I want to make him comfortable. I want to make him feel loved. And if that's what he feels loved, then it is my job to do that for him. And at the same token, there are some things that he doesn't necessarily like to do, but he'll do them for me because he understands, okay, my wife feels loved and appreciated when I step out of my comfort zone and I go with her to a play, or I go with her to see a musical, or I go with her out to dinner when I don't feel like leaving the house right now. He does that stuff and he doesn't complain about it because he knows it makes me happy, and he knows that as my husband, it's his job to do what it takes to make me happy. And even if you're not married, if you're dating someone, you should want to make that person happy. And if you don't care about making that person happy, then really why are you with that person in the first place? Hopefully you're not with them just because they make you happy. I mean, it's definitely supposed to be a give and take in any relationship, whether it's the beginning stages of a relationship, you guys are dating, you're engaged, you're married, whatever. You're supposed to want to make that person happy, and they're supposed to want that for you as well. And if you're not getting that from them, or if you don't feel the desire to do extra things for them, then you really need to kind of reevaluate if you want to be with them in the first place. So that's just my spiel for this week. Hope you guys got something out of it. And again, if you have any topic discussions, topic questions, any questions from me, questions you want me to answer privately, not in the video, that's fine too. I'm definitely here, and I would love to hear from you all. I love getting feedback, and I'm so excited that you guys take the time to send me feedback. I'm so grateful for that, so thank you for that. This is Mom of Two, Wife of One. Again, you can reach me at mom of the number two, wife of one at gmail.com, and I will see you all next